Hi guys, and welcome to Crafty Ladybug. Today's tutorial is going to be on Triton's sword. This goes along with King Triton, the merman, and then I will also be doing Sebastian, his little companion. These are pieces from the movie The Little Mermaid that I've recreated into rubber bands. Let's begin with our loom set in the standard offset configuration, and our arrows are pointing towards our body. I'm not sure how many we need, but we'll need a good selection of gold bands. And if you don't have gold, you can also use yellow. And then you'll need just one band of a different color gold for right here underneath the Triton. Or if you're using yellow, orange looks really good there also. So let's begin. As I said, our loom in an offset configuration. We're going to be double twisting most of the bands, so get yourself prepared. I know a lot of you don't like the double twisting, but that's just how I got the handle, the post part to look so close, and then I also needed it for the top part to be just so close and tighter. So let's begin with one band, double twisted, placed on your center beam, center pegs, and we're going to come down 5 times with this. One band, double twisted, center peg. One band, double twisted, center peg. One band, double twist, center peg. That's number 4. And here we go with number 5. One band, double twisted, center peg. Okay, so we've come down 5. Now we need to take 2 bands, and we're going to place 2 bands right here. And this is just giving me a little bit more thickness up under here, so when everything joins up together, it will be okay. So that was a double twist, double twist, double twist, double twist, double twist, 2 bands. Now we're going to go back to a double twist from center to left. A double twist from center to right, and a double twist in the center. And this part is going to be just a little tricky also. We're going to do a double twist from left to center, and you're forming like a little diamond shape in the center area here. Another band double twist from center to right. Push those down slightly, and then we can begin to loom our spikes of the Triton, not quite sure, is it called a Triton? Not sure what it's really called actually. So that's going to be another double twist, double twist, double twist, double twist, double twist, and we will not do the last peg. So on the last peg that we have a band, we're going to place a 4-time cap band. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to move over to the center, and you guessed it guys, we're double twisting the whole way down. For the ones that don't like the double twist, I'm really sorry. This is the only way I could get it to look right. Just use caution and go slow as you're looping and looming. And honestly, I've been experiencing some troubles with the Rainbow Loom type of rubber bands, the Rainbow Loom brand bands. When I'm double twisting them, I'm finding that they're starting to snap, and these are bands that I purchased around Christmas time. So just be careful. If the bands that you're currently using don't work for you, try to find a newer set and see if they work better for you. So I'm finished the center with my double twist, and I need to cap off the end with a 4-time cap band. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to do the right side. And yep, we're back to double twisting. Double twist, lay, double twist, lay. I know that the double twisting is a little difficult for the younger crowd, and as I said, I'm really sorry. It's just the only way I can get it to work out the way that I want it to work out. When you want to make smaller things, the double twisting is a necessity. Okay, we're not going to do the very last peg. So on the one that we have our last rubber band, we're doing a 4-time cap. 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to begin looming our project. As we loom our project, we're going to loom up to a certain point here, work on something else for a moment, and then we're going to loom the rest of our handle, and then we're going to add an extension for the handle. So we still have more double twisting to do. So I'm going to reach in on my left, hold down my cap band, and I am just looming straight forward. You guys may be wondering where I've gotten my gold bands from that I'm using. They're kind of like a shimmer. And I actually found those at a AC Moore, which is a local craft store to me. Okay. So that's where I received my gold bands. And I just straightforward looped up to where my diagonal reaches. And I want to stop right there. And I want to come over to the right side. And I want to stop at the same exact point. So I'm just straightforward looping. I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to do the center up to the point of where those diagonals meet. And that one fell off, which is not a big deal, but I just like to push it back down if I can. Okay, where the center begins, then you want to reach in and you want to grab the double twist band that's on the top, and we're going off to the right. Grab the double twist band on the top and go off to the left. And before I do the center one forward, I want to take my left diagonal and I want to finish that up towards the center, and that's really tight up, and I just snapped a band. So I'm not going to freak out over it. I'm just going to pull that band out of there. And I knew that was going to happen because it's really tight. If your area there is really tight, just run your hook through and relieve some tension. Now I need to get my double twist band back on the center peg. So I'm just double twisting. And I'm going to pull up those 2 double bands that are there, and I'm going to lay it in its right spot. Lay it in its right spot, and I'm just laying back those double twist bands on top. And instead of trying to lift up all of these, I'm just going to reach my hook down into the peg, and I'm going to secure those bands and pull it up through. And as I said, instead of trying to move out these other ones, I had just looped. But your guys' bands didn't break, so you're not having the problems that I did. So I'm back to doing my left to center. Now I want to do my right to center. And now I want to do my center forward. This is going to be another band that's going to be a little stressful, so you may want to release some tension on that peg just a little bit by running your hook in there. And we're going to reach in, and this is a 2 band. This is the 2 bands that we laid there. So we want to loop those straight forward, and then we want to finish looping straight forward until we get to the end of our project. And once we're at our end of our project, we are going to be, you guessed it, you can use the back of your hook. I like to use the back of my hook here. We're going to be gently pulling off our sword. And as I get to where the thick area is, I always use the back of my hook to relieve those pegs. And there's another thick area. I'm basically just using the back of my hook to relieve the tension on the pegs instead of just ripping them right off. And let's get the rest of our sword off. And you guys are saying it doesn't look much like Triton's sword at the current moment. We just need to pull and stretch out this set of 2 bands a little bit and get them through there nice and evenly. And then at the end I'll show you a trick to get the bands to curve in the correct direction. But before that happens, we need to finish off the length of his sword. So I'm just going to set this aside. And this is pretty simple. We are just laying double twist bands right down our loom one more time. And I use the center section just because I like the center bars. No rhyme or reason there, but we're just doing a double twist chain all the way down. And this is what most people would consider a bracelet extension. So this is my sword extension. And just continue down. We're almost there. Okay, and my last double twist band, and I want to stretch out my last one that I had on the first portion and place it on the loom. And now it's pretty simple, straightforward looping all the way to the end, and then we're going to secure it off, and then I'll show you how to get the curvature in your little fork tines at the top of our sword. And we're just still looping. Need the elevator music again. Da, 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 da. You guys now can't hum. I've discussed that before. I have no rhythm. Okay, reached the end of our sword. And we want to take a single band, place it in there, slip knot it off. And now our sword is ready to come off the loom. And as I said, I like to use the back of my hook just because it makes it easier sometimes, I feel. And voila! With a little bit of tugging and some stretching, we can get these bands nice and straight. If you want to add more security to your sword and you want it to be stiffer, you can take a piece of wire and run and weave a piece of wire up through there. This is a 20 gauge wire that I have in my hand. Okay, for our sword, in order to get it to move and have the curvature, what you want to do is to take and grab the 1, 2, 3, 4th band from the top, and you want to take a toothpick and you want to stick it in the junction of that 4th band. And what you're going to do is to pull the bands towards you, turn it slightly on its side, turn the bands towards you, and pull forward on them. And see how that made that curve right on in? You can just straighten it up. You added too much curve, just straighten it up some. Our center one is a little crooked, so I'm just straightening it up. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. I'm going to count down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide my toothpick through there. The sword's turned on its side, so I'm going to push the prong in towards the sword, and I'm going to lift up on the bands. And here we have got King Triton's sword. And I do not have another gold band out, so I'm just going to use blue just giggles at the current moment. But you want to take another band and you want to wrap it around the end of the sword 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And this is where you could use orange if you're using yellow for your sword, or another form of gold. Or you can use blue as I'm using right here. And we just need to work that little piece of trim up to the top of our sword. And that is going to give our sword some more stability right underneath of the head of the sword. And here we have King Triton's sword with a little bit of fiddling. You can get it nice and straight. You can even use a toothpick to run up through the sword. I use round toothpicks all the time, so you could use a toothpick for that. But there we've got King Triton's sword to go along, and this one actually matches the first King Triton that I did. So there's King Triton, another King Triton in a different style of blue. And of course we've got Sebastian on his way. And I'm going to be working on Flounder and a few other pieces to complete the Little Mermaid series, so stay tuned for those. Thank you so much.